really got me, Marcus. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So my family continued. So I have a younger sister from my father's second marriage, and they, as a family, went through all martial arts together. And they both hold, all three of them, my stepmother, my father, and my little sister. My little sister has the most advanced, but they all have black belts.
And it's in Taekwondo?
It's in a form of Taekwondo, like American karate type stuff.
Okay.
I didn't mean to pronounce the karate like that, but I just didn't want to pronounce it wrong, and I felt like if I do this, it's it's more likely to be right if I add.
You overcorrected on that.
I was like Marcus when he got the spirit. I did too much.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she has a black belt in Taekwondo, but I know she has a black belt in some form of martial art, and she has a stripe in which, once you get past a certain stripe, the time between stripes becomes years instead of okay, if you can work a couple months and you can get the next stripe, and you can but once you get to the fifth stripe, it's you can't just get another one for a long time.
Right.
So I think, gosh, if she listens to this, she'll probably correct me, but I think she's a fifth degree. And I remember being at a karate tournament with her, and she was doing a breaking thing. And this wasn't a tournament as much as it was just her advancing in rank. So she had to present a series of katas, demonstrations of her ability, and then do some breaks.
Yeah.
And she was young, and the people before her did not break the board. There were two people in a row that didn't break it.
So it was one board set up to
to
drive down, kind of like in Best of the Best kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot like it was. You could choose how to break it, from what I understood.
Okay, gotcha.
Like Best of the Best, the competition rules were murky to me, and so I was prepared to be the big brother to support her through her not breaking it. So I'm holding the camcorder, and everyone's cheering her on. It's yeah, and she's steps forward, and she's hi, Sensei, or whatever she says. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it's hi, Sensei, I'm going to break this board with a standing side kick, front kick, whatever. And she's approaches her position. I'm let's go, Kristen. Yeah. And first kick just kicks right fucking through the board. And on camera, I go, oh shit! I was really surprised and thrilled, of course, but just I was prepared to oh man, all these other people aren't breaking it. Mm-hmm. Man, this must be tough. Must be that fir wood. Pine.
Got that strong Douglas fir. Yeah,
yeah. But so that's some personal stories of us. If you have any stories related to this movie, I would truly love to read them, because obviously this movie affected Marcus and I.
Yeah.
And martial arts is a part of my family. It's a part of my girlfriend's family. If you have some stories with martial arts and some fun anecdotes connected to this movie, let us know at bbkaratepodcast@gmail.com. That's just the easiest way to send us a large text format. But if you send us any other one, we'll read it too.
Yes, sir.
And now, gosh, I love that we told so many stories. Let's talk about Best of the fucking Best.
Yeah, let's do it.
My God.
Let's start with start with the movie synopsis, just in case you're new to the world of Best of the Best and Korea versus USA tournaments, and that no other country is invited to. Well, for part one, after part one, we go off the deep end a lot.
Oh my gosh, the series goes crazy. I can't wait to talk about it.
But a misfit team of American kickboxers must undergo rigorous training for an all-important contest against a ruthless Korea team. Which they're just a Korean team. They're not ruthless.
Yeah.
Along the way,
I agree.
The hardened fighters learn to lay their personal ghosts to rest. And that makes sense. It's a good synopsis. It pretty much tells
I think
you
that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
They leave out all the racism, but that's fine. But maybe that's Travis's ghost,
I think that's something he's got to deal with on his own.
He's got to deal with it. So this movie is an 89 film, November 10th, 1989. Yeah. So before the big rush of holiday pictures and after the big summer blockbusters of 89, and don't get it twisted, 89 had some crazy blockbusters.
It did.
Least of which let us not forget, maybe, I mean, in 1989, I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
I remember the hype for Batman.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, seeing the Batman logo and just that for like the trailers, and not trailers, but just movie posters when you would pass the theater and you would see that coming soon.
Such a simple poster of the gold and yellow Batman design. Pretty enormous movie release that sort of changed the game on movie hype, actor contracts, and things like that. The big one being Jack Nicholson agreed to do the movie for a back-end profit. And there's a legend where it was some award show, and I think it was a reporter or another actor was talking to him. He's like, oh, so you're going to play the Joker? And he's like, man, no one knows how big this movie's going to be, but I do. And, like, in the bathroom, he was like, hinting to his contract to be like, yeah, I'm going to take 5% of the back end. And this movie was just a monster, man.
Yeah.
People were buying movie tickets and leaving after the trailers. They were buying movie tickets just to see the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, wild. So, this movie came out against Steel Magnolias.
Steel Magnolias, that's right.
Maybe one of my favorite Tom Skerritt performances.
Is Steel Magnolias the one where Julia Roberts has to drink orange juice or something like that? Is that the one?
Yeah, I mean, that's not the whole plot of the movie, but...
Right. I just remember getting... What is she, a diabetic or something?
Yeah, so she has a big blood sugar issue in a moment, and she has to drink orange juice. Another classic, Little Mermaid, comes out around the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a really fun month. Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
November 30th. Back to the Future 2.
2? Man, I remember seeing that in theaters. Harlem Nights, like you were saying, yeah.
Great movie. All Dogs Go to Heaven. I saw that in the movie theaters. I remember that vividly because I cried. So it's coming out with some great ones. And, in the months leading up to it, we also have some fun 1989. Lest we forget, Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher was released a month before. Look Who's Talking. You ever see that movie?
I did. I saw Look Who's Talking. Love Look Who's Talking.
And maybe one of Marcus's favorite movies of all time, Shocker.
Shocker, baby. Yeah. Great horror movie if you haven't seen it. Yeah.
What a perfect 1989 movie. Like, if you want to see what 89 was in film, go watch The Shocker.
Yeah. It's good. I'm trying to think, like, there was another movie that I was trying to think that did the same kind of premise where they kill, and he comes back. Maybe I'm thinking of not Ricochet. What was the other one with Denzel? Where they kill the guy and he comes back, his spirit comes back, and John Goodman was his partner in it. You know which one I'm talking
Fallen.
about? Fallen. That's Fallen? What I'm thinking. Yeah, Fallen.
Yeah. He can transfer a spirit to anyone he touches, basically.
Right.
Next of Kin with Patrick Swayze. It's crazy. I'm sort of scrolling through these movies that came out, and these movie posters are so iconic in my brain.
Sure.
Like, especially Shocker.
Yeah.
That movie poster scared me very much. And then the 89 December releases.
Ooh, some hot ones.
Oh, my gosh. You know what's fun? Death Spa.
Yeah.
Death Spa released, and that was made by the same team that made Deadly Prey.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. So
that's right. That's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right, yeah.
So our boy, whatever his name was, the Rip dude, who
Ted
screams
Pryor?
all the time. Yeah. He plays it. He's in that one. But, man, December 89, talk about a year for young Adam and probably young Marcus as well.
Oh, man, yeah.
The Wizard.
Hot.
My God. Tango and Cash.
Yeah. Born on the 4th of July?
Oh, gosh. I would purposely avoid that movie because how sad I thought it was.
I did, too. Like, I didn't know how people, seeing a guy in a wheelchair with no legs was kind of new to me. It was like, what the hell? Like, what is
That's
going on?
That's a great point. Like, when do we see things like that as children? Like, because if we never see it in Odessa or Columbus, Georgia, it's like, all of a sudden we're like, damn, I guess that's a thing.
Yeah.
And I would, like a horror movie, I would avoid it because I was I can't deal with it. But good for Tom Cruise. And of course, the movie I watch at least 3 times at school, Glory.
Glory, everybody has to watch that movie.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, what a cast. Denzel Washington just doing his work, man.
Teacher comes in with a hangover, like, just pop in Glory. That's all they got to do.
Wheels in that giant TV cart, strapped down with some construction ties.
Yeah, everything's bolted to that freaking thing. And just.
Do you remember She-Devil?
No, I don't remember.
That was another one I watched on, like, Cinemax a lot. It's Roseanne Barr.
Yes, okay. No, I do remember.
Ed Begley Jr. or something like that.
Yep.
So that's sort of the world in which it's coming out in. But it's coming out in a really popular time for movies in general.
Yeah.
It's just 89 was a huge year, and New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits, you know. I'm quoting LFO on that one, but it's true. And so this comes out in November 10th, 1989, produced by The Movie Group, SVS Company Incorporated, and KUYS Entertainment. None of these pages have Wikipedia groups.
Nope.
And none of them really have IMDb links, so it really makes me question who produced these and why. So what
like even Taurus Entertainment, you know, and I guess we'll get into this later, but even that, kind of trying to find stuff, it's hard to find anything besides that they're a subsidiary of, I forgot who it was, New Line Cinema, I believe.
Yeah.
Like they were a child company of it, but
yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
So Marcus told the story of the synopsis. This movie, Philip Ree sort of had an idea for this because he would compete in. Philip Ree plays Tommy, who's, I think, technically the lead of the movie, but doesn't get any billing. Like, there are 3 people who get billing above him, and then the title, and then it says starring Philip Ree.
Yeah.
But it's his story idea. He came up with it when he was fighting in tournaments with his brother.
Good old Simon and him. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Simon and him.
Yeah. And one thing I didn't know, I was watching this movie for this podcast, of course, and I was like, man, I kept thinking there was so full disclosure, the first time I watched this movie when we were doing it for this podcast, I was drunk.
Okay. Thank you for being honest, though.
Yeah, man, I gotta be honest. And I was like, I said to myself, Daquan looks as if Philip Ree is playing him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's wild. Man, they look alike. I was like, I know he killed his brother, but Daquan looks like his brother.
Yeah.
Sure enough, Simon Ree is Philip Ree's brother. Daquan is Philip Ree's brother in real life. And something I didn't find out until researching that. But this movie, so Simon, they're both legit martial artists, Philip and Simon both, and Taekwondo masters, and they would fight in tournaments, and there's this story that Philip Ree tells on the Scott Adkins Art of Action podcast. Can't recommend it enough. Philip Ree has a great one. It's a long one, and it talks about his intro into martial arts. He spends a lot of time on Best of the Best and the shooting of it. But his idea for this movie kind of came from a tournament where Simon Ree had gotten this point in the Taekwondo, and he was like out of the ring or something like that, and the guy still came at him and was like trying to axe kick him, similar to what happened with Eric Roberts, and he was trying to do that to Simon Ree, and Philip Ree comes out of nowhere and just punches the guy in the face. Yeah. This all benches brawl, the bench clearing brawl happens at this Taekwondo tournament, and so that's sort of where he came from. Got the idea for this the story of this movie.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's it definitely. I didn't watch the interview with Atkins. With that, I always say that
Scott Adkins.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say Adsit. I was about to say it. I was about to say Adsit. But it. Watching this and kind of learning the history, like usually when I think you do the same thing. I'll watch it, just sink it in, not take any notes or anything,
just enjoy it.
Yeah, and then the second one is when I'll start like diving into stuff. But watching it the first time, and definitely then the second time,